Like, comment, and subscribe. Although I'm sure I'm going to get a bunch of thumbs down for this one. Because I don't think that Michael Jai White should have apologized for saying that he could beat Bruce Lee. Why do some of you act like Bruce Lee is some kind of holy figure in the martial arts that no one can ever question, challenge, or anything? Bruce Lee was a man. He was a very remarkable man. He's one of the people I look up to in the martial arts, and he inspired me to eventually come back into it with his Tao of Jeet Kune Do. But that does not mean that if somebody says that they can beat Bruce Lee, it's somebody else who's a pretty competent fighter, somebody else who's a lot bigger than Bruce Lee and has a lot of the same level of training. Why wouldn't they think they could beat Bruce Lee? Bruce Lee is not Jesus Lee. He's just Bruce Lee. He was not divine. Some of you people take your Bruce Lee admiration like a religion. If you want to ding Michael Jai White or anything, I guess you could say you shouldn't say anything bad about people who've passed away. Okay, fine. I'll give you that. But if in his opinion, in his very informed opinion, in his very experienced martial opinion, if he thinks he can beat Bruce Lee, maybe he can beat Bruce Lee. It is not going to stop me one bit from looking at what Bruce Lee offered and using. It's not going to stop me from what? Taking what is useful and discarding what is not. Because that's the main thing that Bruce Lee brought to the martial arts. Besides his movies and his performances, he is the one who personified physical fitness and open-mindedness. Okay? Heck, you know what you can do? You can argue that if there was no Bruce Lee, there would be no Michael Jai White. You can argue that. And you may have a point. Now, Grandmaster Vic Moore says that he beat Bruce Lee in a speed drill. I'm inclined to believe Grandmaster Moore, but that does not make me hate Bruce Lee. Why do you guys think that it has to be you're on Bruce Lee's side or nobody's? Why? Why? Most of you who are being obsessed about this stuff were not even born when a lot of these things took place. When a lot of these things took place, I either wasn't born or I was an infant or a toddler. Either way, why should I be tripping out because somebody said they could beat Bruce Lee? You know, see, you don't understand how sports work. Once upon a time, somebody set the world record for sprinting. And then somebody came along and broke that record. And then somebody came along and broke the next record. And then somebody came along and broke the next record. That's just how it goes. We should be trying to get to the point where we are better than Bruce Lee, because we have Bruce Lee's example to build from. You also have examples of people who to build from that Bruce Lee looked up to. Because there's evidence that Bruce Lee learned from Grandmaster Victor Moore, Grandmaster Steve Muhammad, who was Steve Saunders back in the day, the guy we call Judo Gene LaBelle. All three of those men are still living. Does that mean that I have to hate them because I want to deify Bruce Lee? Please. No. Bruce Lee inspired me to even come up with my own style. Okay? But by me coming up with my own style, that does not mean that I don't think I need to learn from anyone else. Because I have other people that I do learn from. Isn't that what Bruce Lee would want? Don't you think he would want us to do that? Do you think that Bruce Lee would want us to be mad at Michael Jai White because Michael Jai White said he could beat Bruce Lee? Do you know what Bruce Lee would do? He'd either say, oh yeah, he can, or he'd say, prove it, and that'd be it. So stop taking up for somebody that 99.9% of you who are offended don't even know, never met, and couldn't hold a candle to yourself. If he thinks he can beat Bruce Lee, you know what? More power to him. If he doesn't think he can beat Bruce Lee, you know what? No, more power to him. I'm not going to stop being a Michael Jai White fan because he said he could beat Bruce Lee. I'm not going to stop being a fan of Michael Jai White because he apologized for saying he could beat Bruce Lee. I say shame on the martial arts community for making that man feel like he owed any of you guys an apology in the first place, unless your names are Linda Lee Caldwell or Shannon Lee. So in other words, if you're not the mother of his children or one of his children, I'm not going to say what you should shut, but you should shut it up. Peace.